Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are learning MEG-15 Block 1 Comparative Literature Introduction. So here in this session we will discuss about introduction to the comparative literature. Let's begin now. So first we have what is comparative literature. Even in exams, whenever the questions comes related to the literature, it's very important to give. We always have to start with giving introduction, then writing about the definition, then we need to start attempting the question answers. Okay. So here let us start with introduction. What is comparative literature? Here I am explaining in very simple way so that you can easily understand and take a notes. So this will also help you in terms of writing exams. Okay, let's begin. What is comparative literature? Comparative literature is a branch of literary studies that goes beyond national and linguistic boundaries. Okay, it studies literature in relation to other literature and also links literature with arts, history, society, philosophy and psychology. It's not just about studying the two different languages or two different literature as one. Okay, it will also help us to see literature as global and universal expression of human life. Okay, so now let us understand what is the definition that we can write in the exams. Comparative literature is a study of literature without borders where texts are read in relation to other texts across the time, language and culture. Here comparative literature means it is extending it is going beyond its borders in relation to other text, okay, across the time, language and culture. Irrespective of the time, language and culture, the literature is trying to compare the two different languages. So that is what comparative literature is telling. Now let us see what is the nature of comparative literature. I mean the features, how actually comparative literature looks like. So the first thing is that crossing national boundaries. As I have explained in the previous slide, here it is not restricted to one language or one country. So it is crossing national boundaries. It is going out of our country, comparing Indian literature with Greek literature or American literature with different literatures. Okay. Next, not limited to one nation or language. So that's what I have given example, comparing Indian epics with Greek epics. Connections and relations, studies common themes like love, justice, death. Interdisciplinary, connects literature with arts, cinema, history. For example, film versions of Mahabharata or Shakespeare plays. And universal vision. Okay, so universal vision means literature reflects universal human emotions and struggles. Here we can see universal emotions and struggles. Okay, and then comparative literature highlights this universality, means different styles, different culture, the literature is going to highlight. Next, we'll see importance of comparative literature. So the first one, breaks the narrow national idea. We stop seeing literature as only English or only Hindi or only Kannada. Next, build cultural understanding. Helps understand other nations and traditions. By studying literature this will also help us to learn different cultures, different traditions, different languages. Okay, and then develops critical thinking. We interpret text in too many different ways. That's what that will help us to develop critical thinking. And then encourages global unity, shows how human problems and feelings are shared worldwide. It's not about one nation or one country that has a problem. It will also help us to reflect how across the universe people are having problems and challenges in their lives. Now let us see some examples for comparative literature. So when we can compare, so in epics we can have Ramayana in India, Iliad Greek, both speaks about war, heroism and divine guidance. Next we have love themes. So we all know about Shakespeare's, right? So Shakespeare, Romeo, Juliet, England and Kalidasa's Shakuntala in India, both will speak about love. Village life stories, struggles, we can see Premchand's Godan, Thomas Hardy's Tales of Dublin, England, women's autobiographies like Rush Sundari Devi's Amar Jiban, Sally Morgan's My Place, Australia. All of these are examples for comparative literature. Now let us see conclusion. So what we have studied here, comparative literature is not about comparing only. Okay, it is about understanding literature as a whole, as a dialogue cross culture and time. It proves that literature belongs to whole world, not just one country or language. I hope you are able to understand the introduction of comparative literature. In next video, I will explain about practice of comparative literature, how we can practice. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video.